Alright, hello everybody. This is Sir Williams, and we are here with a game called Little Red Lie. I saw this on Steam, and I was immediately intrigued by it because the art looked fantastic, and it says it's a story about, I believe it was something like the would you rather be in poverty or die, or something like that. So it just released like 5 minutes ago on the 7th. Um, yeah, so let's get right into it. Click. Sure. Let's go ahead and do that. It definitely wasn't. I definitely do not. I would say no. Great. Yes. Wow. Okay. That was definitely powerful. That was great. Oh, there's a key bound to lie. Um, okay. I don't want to smoke. I don't smoke. I've heard Montreal is good. Is good. Alright, I'll smoke, I guess. What? I'm not sure if that's what they say. I see. Things in red are lies. Yes, you did. Thought you wanted to go to the washroom to. I think I'm good. So I believe this is made in RPG Maker. Looks like it. I don't know about that last part. Okay, so I know I'm not talking a lot, but I, it, the dialogues in this are just beautiful and hit me right in the feels. So I guess I won't be talking that much. But just wow already. I'm nowhere near 38, but um, I guess I understand what she's going through. Maybe I should start reading this out loud. No, that isn't it. I have to tell you something important, and I don't want you to say anything about it to your mom. Not yet. Cancer. That's what's got his mom. Heart failure. Grandpa. Alzheimer's. Runs all the way through his family. Let's go with cancer. Just tell me. We can't afford to take care of your sister anymore. What did she do? It isn't just her. The medication costs for mom. They just keep going up. What else did they put her on? I don't even know anymore. Between the two of them, it's a mountain. Are they even helping? Is there any point? Not you can just ask that. I'm sure they're helping if the doctor says so. We'll get through it. Your sister doesn't listen to me, Sarah. At the very least, I need you to get her to stop buying whatever she feels like off the internet. I'm not trying to pitch you against her, but if she doesn't knock it off, we won't have any choice but to start charging you rent. You holding that against me? It's the last thing I want to do. I know you're working your tail off trying to get your life back on track, but things are that serious. And maybe, if you can put it to her like that, if she knows how hard you're working to rebuild, maybe some of that attitude will rub off onto her. Maybe. I mean it, Sarah. You've done everything you could, despite how tough things are out there. I know how much it must have hurt to move home and rent out your condo. I sold the condo. I was renting it myself with a roommate you never met, until I couldn't even afford to do that anymore. I don't miss it. I was lonely there. But you still own it. Well, no. And this is still Toronto. And you still got the equity from the down payment, plus all the years you paid into the mortgage. I borrowed against all that equity years ago, not to mention how much of the profit I had to use to sell it, all of which is long, long gone. Yeah. I'm sure the appreciation on it is still going strong. I checked a while ago. I think about all these kids your age that I read about in the paper. The ones who not only didn't save, but got buried under mountains of debt that they never should have taken on in the first place. I owe $29,531 on my credit card, $8,931 in outstanding income taxes, $3,425 in freelance sales tax I never remitted. Yeah. It isn't worth it to pay all that interest anyway. Exactly. We've been paying off your sister's nonsense for years, but not once have you ever come to us to borrow anything. That was what I was going to do tonight, because I'm officially at the end of every rope. The only thing I've ever had was too much pride to tell you. I couldn't live with myself if I screwed up your retirement. You and Mom worked so hard for everything you have. So have you. You get up in the morning, you get dressed, and you do it. You do the work. I know they've never appreciated you the way they should, but they will. You're too good to ignore. I lost my job 6 months ago. I sit in a path cafe all day dressed for interviews. Jobs with hundreds of applicants who are far more exploitable. As long as I'm getting paid something, I can manage. Being noticed isn't always for the best, though. Well, if they don't come around, somebody else will. And I'm hoping that your sister will too. She needs to more than anybody. I'm so sorry I keep yawning. I don't know why this keeps happening. It's not boring. I can't help her. I can't help you. I can't help anyone. I'll do my best. You always have. I'm proud of you, Sarah. That is amazing, though. Hits you right in the feels. Yeah. Before you blow your brains out over some attractive, upper middle class white woman just because you would fuck her brains out, I was thinking, maybe we could take a moment to talk about the things she told you. TED Talk? To talk about the things that people like her will never tell you. The Money. By Arthur Fox. You know her. Overeducated, underemployed, bridging into 40 with no real prospects, no real anything. And then, one day, a bill finally arrives that cannot be paid. One which even the family made her feel invincible all of her life can no longer bear. And then it all falls down. Then comes the self-pity, the woe's me, the toxic, dishonest belief that even if you'd had a shot, you'd never had a chance. But let me ask you something. Where was this person 5 years ago? I'll tell you where they were. They were pretending they never saw it coming. They were racking up debt, desperately hoping it would never lose imaginary face with kombucha-sipping celebrities. 10 years ago, they were blowing every cent they made or could borrow in service to a hashtag. Shoes, travel, asinine brunches. 15 years ago, forget it. Laughing it up in the hollowed halls of higher learning, acting as if they were somehow smart enough to get a degree in anthropology, but not smart enough to know they were digging their own graves. And now they want the world to feel sorry for them. So they won't tell you about what they really come from. They won't tell you about the safety net that still sits secretly beneath them. They won't tell you how they did it to themselves. The past is the past. Nobody can run from it forever. And the numbers don't lie. And even if they can't deny their guilt once you throw their mimosa tabs and aluminum laptops in their faces, they would still say that it wasn't their fault, that they didn't know better. They would still say that they were told their whole lives that if they did what they were supposed to do, they would end up safe and sound. But where are the people who said this? When was this so-called speech they gave? Where did this happen? Who wrote it down? What did it say? They don't exist. It doesn't exist. And I don't know about you, folks, but I don't feel sorry for them. And since you wouldn't be in this room unless you were at least a little bit like her, I'm gonna have to say it. I don't feel sorry for you. But we don't need to feel sorry for ourselves. We don't need to feel anything. What we need to do is stop talking, stop complaining, and actually do something about the mess we're in. And tonight, that is exactly what we're going to do. Manipulate the desperate and unemployed. Seems like a family-wishing crowd tonight. Lots of sad single people. I'll swap things around so it seems like that part is the grand finale. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by telling you that if I've learned one thing, it is this. Money is not the most important thing. It is the only important thing. Nothing that was ever not about money was not about money. Not even the things that seemed to come close. You show me any good thing in the world, anything at all, and I'll show you why it doesn't mean a goddamn thing without money. Oh. Okay. We're going to lie about love, lie about life, or lie about hope. Let's lie about hope. What is hope without money? Hope without money is a lie. An empty threat in an echo chamber. An aristocrat who respects your pronouns and your partitions while they pay you nickels to shovel dog shit. The journalist who will mine your tragedies for more than you will ever resolve of them. What kind of hope is that? Is there anything else I can lie about? Can I lie about pianos? I can lie about respect for the arts. I can lie about desperate thirst. I can lie about family. No, I think I'm supposed to save that for the last. What am I? A fucking stand-up comedian on a cruise ship? I don't do that crowd work chit-chat bullshit. Oh, okay, fair. Just lie about life. What is life without money? A life without money is a lie. An endless exhaustion. 6 jobs or no job. Cards declined. Minimum wage clerks who stare you down like a leper. Creditors who call day and night, melting your existence into pennies on the dollar. The realization that most people will consider your insecurity and suffering to be more of an impolite imposition than anything else. What kind of life is that? Let's lie about thirst. The way you can let a silent moment hang while you drink water is perfect. It's like a free dramatic pause. Nobody can accuse you of having it be contrived. You want to save it for exactly the right time. Actually, I guess now is fine. Shit, where did I leave my car keys? They must be in that dressing room somewhere. Did I lock them in the car again? Nah. Shit, I think I let it go too long. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Let's lie about the arts. Boy, do I ever wish I could play the piano. Okay. Let's lie about love. What is love without money? Love without money is a lie. A sad fuck in the woods. Man, this guy's had really awful relationships. The bitterness of someone who realizes they've misplaced their faith, that you're never going to make it, no matter how much they believe in you. The parties you go to where they start looking around for somebody else, someone who can take them places, who they could build something with. Nothing but a betrayal waiting to happen. What kind of love is that? Okay, let's lie about family now. Oops. Come on. And what is a family without money? A family without money is a lie. A family without money is nothing. A family without money is a father who can take you fishing, but not to the dentist. The kind of family that functions only so long as the credits can roll an hour later. And for those charged with protecting it, a family without money is a moral failure. One that can never be erased. It's a cliff-hanging hand that slips from your grasp. What does that mean? A failure that a future that falls away. And as for what happens to families like that, and to people like you, I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is that you have no future. The good news is that there is no future. The light at the end of the tunnel is not the end of the tunnel. Your mothers and fathers, your brothers and sisters, your sons and daughters, they're looking to you. The clock is turning. Every time you see them, one more moment passes before it will be your turn to be the one who is depended on. And you know what you have to do. You've got to take a chance on the only thing you've got left. But will you have the courage to do it? Or will you keep on going as if the little you still have without it, will somehow last forever? Will you keep standing in that house, staring out that window? Or will you wake up and take control of your life? Rituals. For better or worse, there really is no place like home. In all my years of living on my own, I never achieved even a fraction of the sense of place that I still feel every time I walk through the store. Everything is just where it was, and everyone is just who they were. But at the same time, the older you get, the more that same comfort starts to scare the hell out of you. You guys really need a dishwasher. It's a waste of water, Sarah. I know, but everyone else is wasting it. Why shouldn't you? That's an awful argument. I'm not suggesting it because I'm worried about you putting any kind of strain on yourself. I just wish you would take it easy. When I first moved back here, I tried to help out with the groceries, but I never bought the right things. Yet they never told me to stop. They just started restocking things before I did. When I tried to cook myself, it was so much worse than what we were used to, because both of my parents are amazing cooks, that I eventually gave up on it. I tried to help out with the gardening, even fixing things around the house. Mom had a way she wanted the yard to look, and it took Dad twice as long to do anything with me helping him. You can't be an adult in the place you grew up. It isn't your job there, and you can't break up the order of things in a place where that order is everything. All you can do is dry the dishes you can't clean, vacuum the floors that you can't build, mow the lawn that you can't grow. And worst of it all is that you also feel the opposite of fear. It feels good to be in a place that feels like a sanctuary, that makes you feel safe. But you're always thinking that you won't be ready when they're gone, or when they need you precisely because they aren't. Sarah. Yeah? Give me a hand with something. Go see what he needs. I need a break. Just leave them, Mom. I can do it. Doing dishes is bad for your skin, Mom. I read an article. Maybe, but it's good for the soul. Oh, you saved the game. Okay. Can I go upstairs? That would be rude and weird. Oh, okay. Let's not go upstairs. What about going over here? That would be rude and weird. Okay, fine. We'll talk to Dad. What's wrong, Dad? You hear that? Hear what? One of the stupid cats. Must have gotten out of your sister's room. Which one? The one that likes to get out of your sister's room. Bobo? I don't hear anything. I heard a meow. You know what your mother is like. The allergies. I'm going to help her get ready for bed. You find the cat and get it back downstairs. Alright. Conceal Bobo's escape. I don't know if he's just saying the cat got out to give me a pretense to go down there and talk to her, but I should probably start by looking in the basement regardless. Bathroom. Nope, can't go to the bathroom. At least the washing is done, though the drying is twice as loud. I hate the way Mom has to creep around in her own basement doing laundry just to not wake her up. Almost as much as I hate the way she then does laundry herself in the middle of the night. Goddamn night, you can hear it all the way upstairs. Still, what are we gonna do? If we complain, she'd probably stop wearing clean clothes just to spite us. My sister gets everything delivered to her now, hardly ever even leaves the house. I guess it's the bright and shining future we were promised. Lie about cat. My sister has always had a lock on her door, even before the basement became her apartment. In her defense, Mom's idea of knocking on a door when you were growing up was to knock and then immediately open it half a second later. In a way, going back and forth on that lock was where everything started. It was rainy enough today for her to sleep through all of it. Even if she is up, she hasn't been for long enough to make it worth bothering her. Forget it. I'll just go tell Dad I tried. I've dealt with enough shit today. Dad used to store a lot of homemade beer down here. Nobody kept track of how much anybody was taking, or at least not until it became obvious that someone was taking more than their fair share. At the same time, nobody could prove anything, and nobody was going to be able to prove anything. The last time Dad put some down here, he put more and even better stuff than he had before, basically asking for it to get taken so he could justify flipping it. The night he did that, I just quietly moved it upstairs. It stayed unswiped, the issue never flared up, and nobody ever mentioned anything about it again. I've dealt with enough shit today. But if I don't at least try to talk to her, she'll just tell Dad she didn't know anything about it. My whole life, my father has used me as a sword and my sister has used me as a shield. You just bang up against yourself. No choice. 2 years ago, while I was in the middle of killing myself trying to pay the minimums on my credit cards, killing myself to make rent, and killing myself to avoid going into overdraft, my sister tried to kill herself for real. Must be nice. No, that's too much. Don't even think about something. Don't even think something like that. You don't really mean it. She stayed at a mental hospital downtown for a few days before my parents moved her to a private facility in Guelph. Attentive staff, the encouragement to express any emotion you want. Schedule laid out for you like a kindergartner. For a while, she got better, though I don't know if it is or isn't incredible what everyone treating you like the center of the universe can do. Surely it ought to do something. But then life goes on, and the people around you go back to being the people they used to be. People they actually are. So she did too. Hey, are you up? Dad thinks one of the cats escaped. Are they all in there with you? Alright, well, if you can hear me, let me know. Or send me a text. Or something. I suppose I might as well check the rest of the house for the cat. Probably did get out if Dad heard it. Let me ask you something. Where does the depression end and the rude, self-centered, manipulative, and inconsiderate asshole begin? Before you think that I don't love my sister, please consider. Would I put up with the nonsense of what dealing with her entails if I did not? Would my mother? Would my father? If we didn't occasionally think a cruel or heartless thing about her, do you believe that we could possibly endure it? I know she's a sick person. I know that she's not really in control of herself, and that this is the darkest fate which can touch anybody. But in the midst of all our tragedy, of all of our setbacks, all I want to know is this. What about the rest of us? What about the people? Oh, I'm so sorry. The families, who have no responsible choice but to exist in their blast radius. The people who don't have any more of a way out of it than they do. And I know, we're supposed to go to counseling too. But even if it helped, is it really worth tripling the bill? Even if we could afford it. And does your life really end up any less mired in her shit? Or do you become even worse? What if it only ends up making you as obsessed with her as she is with herself? And how does it end? It seems somewhere between unlikely and impossible that my sister will ever do anything resembling the activity or life of a social or productive person ever again. If these people never get fixed, what is the point of them being slightly less broken? What is the point of all of this pain? Alright, time to start looking for Bobo somewhere else. Can't say I blame you for wanting to get out of there now and then, Bobo, but on the other hand, you're a cat. Alright, well, I think we will end that there for today. Given me a lot to think about, that's for sure. I kind of see why the two main people's stories are connected, but I'm not gonna make any speculation about that yet. But this is very, very deep stuff. But great gameplay. Like I'm extremely engaged. It's definitely got me by the heartstrings. So I will be uploading a new video on this as soon as possible. So I will see you next time, and bye!